How's it going, guys? It's Toilet Bag here, back with another video. And before I start this video, can you guys like and subscribe? Also hit that bell if you want new notifications. So recently I was playing a game on Roblox that seemed like it was kind of like gambling. It was called Case Clicker. If you guys have ever played any of these type of games on Roblox, basically you just sit there for a long period of time and you just open up cases. And it's kind of like, I would say it's kind of like gambling because honestly you don't know what you're gonna get. But it had me thinking, is Roblox gambling even allowed? Now, I've played games in the past that were like roulette and poker and stuff on Roblox, and I've always been thinking, like, how is this allowed? Like, is this even allowed? Are we able to do this? So I've done a lot of research looking it up, and I looked into the terms of service, and I'm going to explain this to you guys, because gambling is actually allowed on Roblox. It's just very complicated on how you make it. And but it is allowed. I mean, they don't say gambling is allowed, but there is ways you could get past it, and it's all about following the rules and just making sure you follow their guidelines, and you will be able to make a game where you could basically gamble, sort of. Well, anyways, I'm gonna get into it and tell you guys how it works. So in the Roblox Community Guidelines, Section 1, Title 11, and that's where it indicates Roblox gambling. Basically, to shorten it up for you guys, you're allowed to make a game that involves gambling as long as it doesn't involve real currency, including Robux. So if you have to pay money for the currency in the game, then it's not allowed. Like, let's say I have $1,000 in the game and I could pay Robux and get more, right? Well, that's not allowed, because if you're able to gamble the money in the game, then you can't spend real money to get it back. Otherwise, people are going to use real money to get their money back, and that's just not allowed, if that makes sense. So anything really revolving around real life money or Robux in general is not allowed, and you have to make a separate currency that doesn't involve Robux. So this currency in your game that you could gamble with, literally you cannot be able to purchase it with Robux or any type of real life money, otherwise it's not allowed. Now, I can honestly see where they're coming from with this, because you don't want a bunch of kids losing their money in a game and then spending thousands of Robux just to get their money back. You know, that would be ridiculous. But I have seen a lot of casino games and games with casinos in them, and if you've noticed, for any of those games, the currency that you could play with, you can't actually purchase, and if you can, usually it's not allowed. And there are other rules. Another main rule that Roblox has asked for is basically there has to be a way to win always. So basically, you can't lose everything and then leave the game and have nothing left. You always have to have a way to win. So I've noticed with some of these gambling games, basically if you lose all your money, the longer you play, the more money you get. So basically you get money just from being in the game over time. So there is a way to win, you know, and some of these games, like, as long as there's a way you could win and you don't leave empty-handed, then for the most part it is allowed. And, you know, that could be with, you know, you lose but you still, you know, make something, or, you know, as long as you win somewhat, that's another big rule. Now, I've also heard from somebody on the dev forums indicating that you do need to show the percentages, and like you have to be able to see that you could win or something like that. I don't know if that's entirely true, but I noticed with a lot of these games too, they do show your percentages, like, oh, you have 50% chance of getting this, or, you know, so with these case games, you know, you could see what you could win, and basically you could see like how rare it is with most of these games, and I think that is another main rule that they want you to do as well. Now, I do want to say, if you don't follow these rules, you will get banned. Roblox seems very strict about this stuff. Now, I don't want to say that it is allowed, because who knows, you know, gambling is like a very touchy topic, you know, because it is, you know, a kid's game. Roblox is technically a kid's game, and you don't want people making gambling games, you know. But these are the guidelines that I've read, and it seems like if you were to make any type of gambling in any of your games, you know, these would be the guidelines you'd have to follow. Overall, I'd highly recommend not making a game that involves gambling at all, because the rules are just very, you know how Roblox is. I mean, I see people getting banned for like absolutely nothing, and I just don't suggest it at all. But if you guys like today's video, you know, go ahead and like and tell me what you think about Roblox gambling, and also subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video.